to us because what we got for you here this evening is actually fascinating, promises to be good for your listening pleasure. And so let me now cross over to my colleague, that is a man and Ambassador Conan Rufus. Good evening and welcome to the Talking Point.
Yes, Cyrus, let me say good evening to you and good evening to the peace loving people of Liberia.
Okay?
Yeah, it is good to be back on the talking point as usual. We love to say to our people, yeah, good evening to you.
Okay.
It is good to be back on the talking point.
Mhm.
And we look forward to a very fascinating discussion today again. Liberia, every day, lots of things happening as usual. So, yeah, it is good to be back with our people. Every night, we are here to inform them of those issues affecting our beloved nation. Because of them, that's the reason why we are here. And I guess because we are here, that's the reason they are there as well. So,
Exactly.
yeah, it is good to be
Exactly.
back, man.
Yes, it's good to be back. And today, in edition of the Talking Point, going to be actually interesting. We have a promising young man who have agreed to sit with us from the anchor of the Acrotech Liberia. He's into agro business and youth empowerment as well. And so he actually going to be joining us. But before that, I can bring in our guests, let's actually see how best we can update the public on some of the unfolding today in country. And let me cross over to you to do that. There are some training issue, especially when it comes to the day-to-day politics. And I
Yeah.
think our people actually are groomed to the radio and interested in listening to some of those issues. So just do the updating
Yeah.
of the
So,
public.
Sarah, today, like we were saying last night,
Okay.
after Prophet Key was free from prison,
Okay.
yeah, he went Nima County. And today, he officially endorsed the senatorial bid of Representative Samuel Koga.
Okay.
So, according to him,
This is it, right?
yeah, that's the SF.
Okay. Okay. Go
So
ahead.
according to him, he's supporting the representative because of the vice president.
Hmm.
He said the vice president is eyeing the presidency 2029. So
Okay.
that means if they lost this election, it will send a bad signal for his presidency 2029.
Okay.
So definitely he has to support the vice president, make sure that Koga wins this election, and because he wants for Nima to have a president 2029. Yeah,
Quite
to play a
interesting
president. Yeah.
time. Yes. Quite
So that's why
interesting
he
time.
said. So in the election, the campaign is ongoing. It's very heated in Nima County.
Okay.
Everyone, mind you, in La Militant, La
Hmm.
Militant, yeah. So
Yes.
everyone reaching out, doing what they think they can to make sure that their message reach the people. So the campaign is ongoing. And today, Saros, we got the information that the Supreme Court of the
Hmm.
Republic of Liberia will finally be releasing this long-awaited ruling. Mind you, last we were here, it took about 2 weeks.
Hmm.
So it seems that probably it was truth or not, right? Because
Okay.
at 2 weeks now, next
Okay.
week Wednesday will be the ruling.
The ruling from the Build of
The build of
Information.
information,
Okay.
yes. So next week Wednesday will be the ruling. The Supreme Court finally announced that.
Okay.
So also the issue has to do with Gracious Ra. Man,
The
you
asset
yeah,
recovery team.
the asset recovery team. Yesterday they wrote Madam Fina Nora Bono. Yes,
Yes.
that's her name, and she was asked to go to the asset recovery office. That's tomorrow, Thursday.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Yes.
for some questioning along with a lawyer. But her lawyer have written the asset recovery team
Okay.
that hey, our client will not come to you because you are not a court.
Okay.
So if you have any issue with our client, carry it to the court. Under the court, we will escort our client to. So it seems that tomorrow she will not go at the office as the asset recovery
Expected.
team. Yes,
Yes.
expect. Yeah, so
So
definitely
I
that will
think
not
and
happen.
that is very clear. They actually make their position clear that their client will not appear before the asset recovery team
Yeah,
on the basis of they are not a court.
yeah, not a court.
Mind you, Gracious Rye and the executive director been in court for 9 months,
Yeah,
especially when it comes to the asset recovery team. They were one of the process reason why the entire process delayed. They challenge the existence of the asset recovery team,
sure,
and they
yeah,
spent some time in the Supreme Court of Liberia. And actually, the court ruled against them. and
Yeah.
sort of think on that basis. But again, in the world of sports, let me, I know you're celebrating right now as a Barcelona fan. You are, interested in this, but Arsenal defeated Madrid 18-2 and goals to one, while you saw Bayern Munich and Inter Milan,
Yeah.
being a draw
Yeah.
1-1.
They
They
two
drew
two
1-1.
two two two.
Yes, sorry,
Yeah.
2-2.
Yeah.
So that means Inter Milan qualified to the next round, while Arsenal also qualified to the next round. Real Madrid, actually, we're going to stay in our home Banana Bush, working for this evening. Actually, it was difficult for us to make a comeback. But however,
But
we're going to
HP to
stay.
Arsenal though.
Okay. I know all of the analysis will come, so we can go into that. Let me now, cross over to
Yeah.
our guest. Yes, that is man Jonathan Stewart. Good evening and welcome to the talking point for the first time. Yes.
You did not add him though
Come again?
on the live.
Yes, I can do that right now.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So go ahead, you are.
Okay. Good evening, Cyrus, and good evening to our listener on there. It's good to be on this great platform, the talking point. We have to talk, and as we talk sense and bring sense to this school so that we all can take actions that will move our country forward. And I'm glad and happy and excited that I have this opportunity to be here for the first time to share this platform with you guys. It's an insightful platform. It's educative, informative, and I'm always glad to share such a platform with great minds like you.
Okay.
And I hope we will have a wonderful time tonight as we sit together to discuss important matters.
Okay. Yes, indeed. We're going to have a wonderful time, quite interesting time here on the talking point. And today, actually, for you, the listeners, we'll not be talking politics, though.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be discussing some agro business issue here and also talking about youth empowerment. So tell us exactly, the public is listening and they want to know who is Jonathan Stewart. Tell us who is Jonathan Stewart and what you are into.
Okay, so
Yes.
my name is Jordan Stewart. I've been around working in agriculture and food security.
Mhm.
So that is a very, very important space for me. I believe it's something that I must be committed to.
Okay.
So over the years, I have been working in agriculture and food security. So my work has been empowering people so that they can live a decent life and make money out of farming, out of business in agriculture. So from that background, I run the Agrotech Liberia, which is a agriculture development firm.
Mhm.
And that firm has been working across Liberia, trying to motivate people to do farming, try to motivate people to go into agribusiness.
Mhm.
We also have been building people capacity so that they know what to do and how to do it,
Okay.
so that they gain from it in terms of livelihood. And also, I have been involved into youth development, so I have been able to mentor young people, train them, and lead them into becoming meaningful citizens in terms of seeking career in the agriculture sector
Okay.
and guiding them to become somebody to contribute to our national food security.
Okay.
So these are some of the work I've been doing, and beyond that, also into development work. So I'm into development work in terms of working with other institutions providing consultancy support,
Okay.
where I train people. I also develop documents, programs, and also program management as well is something that I'm into as well.
Okay.
So it's good to share that, and we're gonna have a wonderful conversation around that. Yeah.
Yes, so thank you for coming and actually honoring our invite to discuss some issues that has to do with the young people, because the young people and business matter the much, and your activities actually into accurate business is something that will improve their life, their fits, and impact our society as well. Just of recent, I saw you doing some research, and you care to talk about that?
Yes. So as a development worker and someone who is interested in finding solutions to problem,
Hmm.
I have been back on the research on assessing the impact of climate change on farmers' income.
Okay.
So that research is about how can we know much in terms of what is happening to the people who are producing our food, what they are going through in terms of climate change, the impact directly they are facing,
Okay.
and they have to deal with, and also looking at directly the income which is attached to our production and farming.
Okay.
And the climate change is an issue that affects agriculture greatly, but then we have to establish empirically what extent to which they have been suffering from the impact of climate change.
Okay.
So it has been an interesting time going to the people, sharing their own experiences, and trying to look at the conditions they live in, and trying to see how the economic social impact of of the issues of climate change is affecting them,
Mhm.
and what they are doing to cope, and sometimes trying to advise them the best way to do to be able to remain sustainable and resilient.
Okay.
So that's
So,
what I've been doing.
okay, exclusively that fall under the agriculture Liberia, or you were like, as you say, providing consultancies to some of the organizations who are involved into climate change.
Well, it falls on agritech because agritech is a knowledge-based institution.
Mhm.
So what we do is that we train people in a lot of things, including climate smart agriculture.
Okay.
So to know how to design the program that will empower them, we want to hear from them and know how they feel
Okay.
and what strategy they are using, including what we know. So the feedback and information gathered will inform us as to what we need to design in terms of program, in terms of training, in terms of capacity building, and in terms of advocacy,
Okay.
so that they can be empowered to do more. Because if a farmer just have to having to go through a kind of loss in
Mhm.
terms of yield
Okay.
or agriculture produce, you make a farm 2 acres, but then at the end of the day you cannot get one bag of rice or one bag of okra or one
Mhm.
bag of pepper. It's not just that produce, but what happens is that it has an economic impact on the family, on
Okay.
the household, on the
Okay.
children, on the husband, on the on the family, extended family, who depends on just that production to survive, to go
Okay.
to school, to take medical attention, and other things. So that damage that have been caused, by climate change, to those farmers, it has a trickle down effect on the economic well-being of the people. So if we don't establish, to what extent the harm is, then we cannot be able to prescribe, to policymakers as well as even the victim themselves, the communities, on
Okay.
what to do to remain a resilient and remain sustainable in terms of livelihood.
Okay. Aside from the, research base that you just talked about, you are involved into training of young people,
Yeah,
and many of our schools around, teach agriculture
yeah,
as a course, as a profession that people go and study agriculture, especially at the level of the University of Liberia.
yeah.
What are your relationship with the Department of Agriculture, making sure that some of these things are being taught on the blackboard actually is actualized or being practical by those students?
Okay, so we've been around for a while, and some of the work we've been doing is to make sure that we collaborate.
Okay.
And so, like in 2021, we worked with the University of Liberia. We established a demonstration site at the Fender campus.
Hmm.
And at that time, we received a support from the Ministry of Agriculture. So we chose the UL to be able to establish our demo site, so students around there can come and practice and
Okay.
also see the best way and to do some of the productions activity. Because we know that one of the challenges that the university face is the issues about practical knowledge and knowledge transfer.
Hmm.
So we were able to do that. So since that time, we also been able to recruit most of the university students and put them through our program called Young Professional Mentorship Program.
Okay.
So that program is about recruiting, young graduates as well as senior students,
Okay.
and then they go through 9 months of mentorship. So some of the things they go through is that they learn how to do practical agriculture,
Mhm.
and then we also expose them to real world situation wherein they can be able to start their own business or farming business or agribusiness.
Okay.
We also give them the opportunity to learn from other people who are experts in the field, so that even outside of the classroom they know what actually is happening out there and how to navigate the systems and the processes in terms of accessing job, in terms of creating jobs for themselves.
Okay.
So that's one way we have been contributing. It's not at a large scale because of funding. It's
Mhm.
self-initiated, but we thought it's our own way to contribute because, and just to give you a brief background,
Mhm.
agritech came out of when I was at the university. I did agriculture science.
Okay.
So when I was at the university and about to graduate in 2017, I felt that I needed to do something very important that would be remarkable.
Okay.
And I promised that the way I met agriculture, I would like to leave it like that.
Mhm.
So what do that do? And what can I do? So I said I need to find a platform that can be able to bring revolution to the way we do and see agriculture.
Okay.
So I founded Agritech Liberia, And the first target of in terms of what to do was to make sure that I rebrand agriculture to the young people to their taste.
Okay.
So I tried to rebrand by using social media, by having some engagement, and then trying to do something called sexy farming. So I have a demo site where I take the young people in their clean clothes, looking beautiful, and then they are happy and passionately doing farming. And
Okay.
then we use the photos and video to be able to motivate and inspire other young people.
How do you call it? Sexy farming?
Sexy farming.
Okay.
So that is to mentally give a picture of that. Farming
Yes.
doesn't just about poor people. It's not about old people. It's not about people who are hopeless. You can be a millionaire and be a farmer.
Okay.
And that's exactly the message we're trying to push, and we've been pushing
Okay.
that farming or agriculture is not just something about that people should abandon and give it to the poor people or rural community who have no other alternative.
Okay.
But we should see it as a profitable investment
Mhm.
that even you here, anybody with money can go into it and make money.
Okay.
Because the issue is that as a farmer, as someone who is into agribusiness, you have a customer base established already. In Liberia, we have more than 5.2 million. They are your customers.
Okay.
You're not worrying about where they will come from. You only need to make sure you do what you need to do, know the techniques, know the marketing and the packaging and everything, and know where the people can buy what you have and the quality needed in and supply.
Okay.
That's just the thing that you need to work on, but you already have a customer base. So I see that we all need to be able to see agriculture and do it as a business. We need to also see it as a profitable venture wherein you can do what you can do to get rich, to have an opportunity to employ more people.
Okay.
So that is what we've been doing, and the work is around inspiring our generation
Okay.
and also leading them to making up sustainable decision in terms of investment, in terms of career, and it has been wonderful. We have testimony of young people who are around the world, in fact, around the world, around the country, doing well. Some of them are employed, some of them are creating jobs by doing their own self initiative.
Okay.
And we also see some of them are contributing meaningfully to society, and that is something that brings joy to my heart.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
before Kona come in, let's just go one step further. I know your focus point is actually at the level of the agriculture department, that is the formal education.
Yeah.
What have become of the informal sector, especially the local farmers who have no idea of agriculture, who don't go to school to study agriculture the way you did, and they are actually into the agro business, making farms, producing crops and things. What are some of the message or engagement with your institution?
So our institution have been partnered with other institutions to train farmers.
Okay.
So that means whether you go to school or not. Like I'm the lead trainer in terms of that. So what we do is that when we come across a farmer who don't even know how to read or write, we have the techniques to be able to transfer knowledge. So as a knowledge management professional, I know what to say and how to say it, when to say it for people to know what to do. So we use those skills and technique and methodology that we can be able to transfer information, sensitive information, using different mentors and skills, so that they can know what to do. So we've been training cooperatives in Montserrado, in Nimba, in Lofa, in Bapolo, also in Bombay, in Kebon. We've been training them. So Agritech partner with is a partner. You have a partnership with our campus Liberia,
Okay.
and our campus is implementing the Growth Accelerator program that is funded by UNDP. So that program gives support to agriculture cooperative and businesses. So we provide a training. We implement a training component in terms of conducting workshops, mentorship, reaching out to the farmers, giving them one-on-one coaching, that they can know what to do and how to do it, training them into cooperative management so they know how to govern themselves,
Okay.
training them into business where they need to know how to do pricing, how to find markets, and how to package, and how to be able to brand themselves and brand their products so that it becomes valuable and worthy of the market and what people desire. So these are some of the work we're doing with even farmers out there. Besides that, we provide our own support at our office where farmers come and ask us, what can I do? We provide that extension service. Share with them what they need to do. We also visit their farms, and we also make people guide people in making farms. So like
Okay.
in America, you want to make farm, you just reach out to us. We can have a sitting down, and then we discuss the way forward and guide you through the process wherein you can make a profitable agricultural investment.
Okay.
Okay, so let me say, Mr. Stewart, let me
Yeah,
say welcome to the platform. And it's good to have you with us this evening.
yeah, my pleasure.
I've listened to you. You stress lots of good things that agrotech is involved into.
Yeah.
So I'm tempted to ask, how do you people carry on your training? Is it probably maybe a workshop, symposium? How is the training done?
Okay, so we the trainings are done in different ways. Firstly, we conduct in-person training at our office space where is a community. So like just I think 2 weeks ago we conducted a training in agribusiness or entrepreneurship, agriculture entrepreneurship. So we conducted that training and people apply, and mostly young people. They came 2 days and we're able to take them through the process of understanding how to start an agribusiness and how to do agriculture as a business and how to the different techniques that you need to know and you need to be able to apply or implement to be successful in terms of doing business. We also have this online version called a webinar, and just 2 weeks ago we hosted a webinar, and then we were able to have more than 25 people who participated. And that is the online part of it. Also, some of the training we've been doing are like project based. So the one with the UNDP Growth Accelerator is on our campus. So they do all of the arrangement, all the recruitment, and then we just go and provide a training and guide the farmers and through the process wherein they can be able to transform into formal businesses. So
Okay.
that's how it is done. Also, trainings are done on need basis. So if you reach out to us, you have a cooperative or you have a farming group and you need training and you want for us to provide a specialized training, we also can talk about it, and that's how we do it. So like I think a few weeks ago, maybe 1 or 2 weeks to come, or for now, I will be in Nimba trying to work for a cooperative to train them into compost production in terms of organic farming. So
Okay.
that is also on a special arrangement that it can be done.
Okay. So if you train those people, what next? Do you wait? You finish with your job, or do you go after them to know what they have learned? If they are implementing them, what next?
Okay, so the young people that we train through our incubation and program, we have them in a chat room, and
Okay.
so it's a network. So once you join, you are in touch. We are in touch with you, and you are in touch with us, and you always see of us. For the project based on with our campus, the our campus also have its own M&E team that follow with the people in terms of the impact that has been made and what is how they are coping. But we also provide that back support in terms of whenever they have issues, whatever they want to do, they relate to us, and then we advise them. So that which is the mentorship part of it. So you want to do this one like just today, I had a conversation with one of the beneficiaries from the training, way in Cape Town, and she was able to share with me some of the opportunity that she has come across and what she needs to do, and I try to advise her on the steps to take to be able to utilize the opportunity and how to organize herself well and the kind of documents to put in, the kind of policy to work with, and the kind of steps to take in terms of setting up an institution in a way in where people will see as a credible institution of credible business that they can trust and also do business with. So these are some of the support we still provide. Even day and night, people call me here and there about what they want to do or what they're doing and what I can say in terms of advice or what advisory support we can give them. So those are things that continue. Because the issues about farming is not an event, it's a process. And go into it, you have to take the first step and you keep moving. So in that, it's always good to have someone knowledgeable by you to guide you through. That's the only way you can be successful. And that support is what we provide.
Okay. Now, someone sitting in their living room or sitting on their porch listening to you probably want to know, what does it take? That person, they're hearing all of what you are saying, they're interested into the agriculture base,
Yeah.
right? What does it take for that person to go through the training?
Okay, so most of our training, which are free and done at our office or online, we always put the application up. So whenever it's coming, or like we just like on the 26th, we'll be having another training, and then we'll have a facilitator away from India. We'll be facilitating that session on agriculture technology and entrepreneurship. So that training is going to be online. It's a webinar, so it's free. The application, the registration is up. You just need to fill up for us to get your phone number and your email, and then we can be able to add you in the chat room wherein you can be able to be up. You can have updates, and then on the day of the training, you can also join. So that's it. So once you go on Facebook, Agrotech Liberia, you will see the information. We share it on all the major platforms today. So on Facebook, you will see the form. You fill out. We just need your name and your email and your phone number, so the team can be able to get to you in terms of information and on the day. So on the 26th, that is when it's happening. Also, most of our information of activities are online. Whenever we're doing something, we always put the information out. And our office is a physical. Our physical office is right here in Zize community. I'll also call my phone number before leaving, so that if you want to reach out, you just need to call. And if you have a specific issues dealing with as a farmer or as someone who want to go into farming, you also can reach out for advisory support, and we can guide you and give you information that you can use. We don't have everything in terms of having what it takes to be farm. To say we'll get you tools, color, no, we don't have that. That's the ministry work, or they have that. But what we do is we actually deal with knowledge. Like if you have the colors, you have the holes, you have the tractor, you have the all the machines, but you don't have the skill to know how to manage them. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to, grow. You don't know how to, produce in terms of climate smart agriculture. We can provide those support, those trainings. We also, if you don't know how to even farm market, you don't know how to sell, you don't know how to press, you don't know how to package or how to do your post harvest, that you have quality produce from the market all the way to, from the farm all the way to the market where people want to buy it with good price. We also can train you and give you idea in how to do that. So that's what we do. So it's more of knowledge base. It's not only material based or maybe giving people money. No, we don't have that. And most cases, some of the things we do are self initiated, so we don't have the fund to say we give people money, but we have the idea that you can use to succeed. And if you have money, we can also show you how to use it, and you make money out of it, interest of investing in agriculture.
Yeah, so you're talking about money, and I just wanted to take you back to provide consultancy, and you talk about, you are in arrangement with some institution or entity that wants you to train their people. And
Yeah.
how is it done? Is it that you have some costs attached to it, that you have to take some compensation to do the training, or you do it on the pro bono level?
Okay, so for the trainings, it's on a consultancy base.
Okay.
So it's based upon the need. For example, the training that are supposed to go conduct
Hmm.
is funded by the Ministry of Agriculture.
Okay.
They providing support to that person, and then that person, that corporate is supposed to find a frame or a team that can conduct the training. So they reach out to us. We develop the training module, customize it according to their needs,
Okay.
and then we will be able to conduct that. And then they will give something as a professional fee that our team to cover our team expenses, like going there, transportation, feeding, lodging, and all of things. All right, it's something minimum, but it's the same support that we provide as an institution, and that's how we also survive in terms of operation, moving around, like to go there and spend 3 days there, and they will have to pay for that, and because it is also funded by a project.
Okay.
But
Aside from the consultancy basis, do you have any other income, like maybe you have donor funding and the stuff?
no, we don't have a donor funding now.
Okay.
So some of our activities almost like a social enterprise.
Mhm.
So something small, or what we do is we get something small from there to be able to cover up some of the expenses.
Okay.
So we don't have a donor, and then office operations and everything mostly come from consultancy that I do.
Okay.
So to pay the office, I have to go and work somewhere, and then yes, that's how I done.
So on an average basis, how many employee or maybe contractor you have at the level of Acrotech
So
Liberia?
Agrotech has 5 volunteers. We don't call them employee. We call
Okay.
them volunteers.
Okay.
So what we do is that as an institution, that is more interested in molding minds and building people,
Mhm.
we don't look for the best brain. We
Okay.
look for people who don't even know their way out and train them.
Okay.
So they come as volunteer. We train them. We give them that exposure, that work experience, and they grow over time. And you can even leave anytime you want to leave.
Okay.
All right. So that is under our young professional mentorship program.
Okay.
So you go there, you will just see them ways there and in numbers,
Okay.
but it's a training program.
Okay.
So we train them. They know how to work. They know work ethics. And everything about managing office, about interacting with people, courtesy. Everything about employment, everything about uh, communication in terms of a professional communication. So it's like learning.
Okay.
So we have them. We have 5 persons to the office. They are always into something, doing something, organizing. We're organizing a train. They running after it, and then over time they get grown up into becoming professionals.
Yeah, so my,
Um,
my, my colleague asked a question and you answer that question, talk about you are not into giving materials and cash to people.
yeah.
But at times, there are other institutions who do conduct training and
Mhm.
also link with other entities that do employment.
Yeah.
Do you also consider that or you link with other institutes like you mentioned the Ministry of Agriculture? Sometimes government have some level of maybe career program or thing, and you have agriculture student that you are molded over the year. Do you do recommendation and other thing in our terms to recommend some of the agriculture students?
Okay, so two things we do.
Okay.
We spot opportunities and expose into it.
Okay.
That's one. So for example, right now there's a national career program going on.
Mm.
We are helping them to apply
Okay.
so that when they selected, then they can go and serve as national career. In under the youth school program.
Mhm.
Another one is that we provide official recommendation letter.
Okay.
So when you go through the program, you have just yesterday I did a recommendation letter of someone who is trying to seek a job. And they came to pick up theirs.
Okay.
So that is one of the support we provide.
Mm.
So provide that recommendation letter that says that you have been able to go through 9 months of intensive training and work experience, or let's say an internship with us,
Okay.
and then you have developed the kind of skills, and we have no doubt that if they hire you, you will be able to serve the purpose and meet the objectives of the institutions.
Okay.
So that's one support. The other one is that when we see opportunity out there, we also expose them. That's why we see we have a network. They are in a chat room.
Mhm.
That information is about everything, and what a school, what a job is always placed there. And when they need support in terms of understanding, applying, we also provide that support at our place. So it's an incubation hub that we have right in our office. Every day you go there, you see it's a spacious place. People there, they are doing one or two things that will help them become better.
Okay.
So we feel that is a way to contribute, and that's what I've been doing.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Someone may ask, you are into the teaching of agriculture,
Yeah.
but you are not doing it practical.
Uh-huh.
What will be your message to that person who is sitting thinking that way?
But agriculture is science. You can talk, Jeff. You can just talk, and you have to do it. So we've been involved into hosting practical field trainings.
Okay.
So as you speak right now, our new office will just moved to, we're setting up a research plot there. So research plot mean will be there and be testing things so that we information we gather will use it to train people out there in the field in terms of climate change. For example, what idea can you use to be able to adapt to the hot sun that people are facing? One of the problem people facing, one of the problem farmers are facing is the sun. The sun too hot,
Okay.
and then long it overdue, or it can't too for a long time. So it makes them to not be able to grow. Some of them, like the research we've been making that I have been on over the weekend. One of the challenging information that we gather from the farmer is that the sun is an issue. They cannot grow. Some of them they have to wait until July before they start to cultivate. So that means from November all the way to July, they are doing nothing.
Mhm.
So it affect livelihood. So what can they do? What strategy can they do? So we'll be discovering new ideas, and anything that is usable, and then share it. And then that information will be shared with farmers. And anytime we're conducting training, we say for you to be able to know how to manage water so that even during the dry season you can be able to still grow your food. This is how you do it. So it's a research plot right in the city here. We're going to do that. We also involve into rice production. So on the AB Toba Road here, we have a 2 acres rice field there. We just harvested, and we intend to recondition the place and start planting. That's one. The other one is that when all the trainings that we're conducting are there, we're conducting it for people who are already involved. So like someone who is a farmer, you're training them, you are just sharpening their skills
Ah, that's
because they already
established.
have the
Yeah,
farms.
already
They are
have
in
the
the
fun.
farm, yes.
Yes.
For the people who the young people who are also mentoring, we also take them to farms. So like next Friday, we're supposed to take the group to a farm in Bentor that is doing hydroponic using water to grow crops.
Yeah.
So they will see all those things and then they have a day of learning there. So they know about that because in the school you just hear about it, you not see it because it's difficult to do. So even schools don't even try that in Liberia. So that is to be able to add to this the practical skills of people because the issues of agriculture is a practical thing. Some of the people who graduate from the university, whether Liberia, University of Liberia or UMU, wherever, Stella Marie, they cannot lay out. Some of them cannot lay out 2 feet beds and post seed there, grow, and harvest.
Okay.
Because why? The time they were in school or during the school, it's difficult to do it because either the school is not, yes. So it's a challenge in terms of getting a practical skill. But again, the problem the workforce or the employers is looking for someone who is ready to do the job, not to learn the job. So this is where the challenge comes from. So people will say, we want somebody with 5 years experience, 10 years experience, 7 years experience. And the guy just came from the university, he has not even gone on the farm before to plant the seed and harvest it. So it's a challenge. So to bridge that gap, that's how we are building, on the capacity of the young people so that, they got some background. If someone will hire them, they can know that they are hiring someone with a skill
Okay.
in what they're doing. Another thing is that when someone has a farm and they need technician, they reach out to us. We also recommend. That's one thing. So you want to do farm, but you need somebody who has a skill. You reach out to us. We also give you someone say, okay, yeah, this person is good. You can use the person, and then that's one way we also do our youth empowerment thing to connect them to opportunity, employment, and also recommend them to places where they are needed, and we know that they have the capacity to deliver.
Okay, so let's look at the importance. Wanted to ask this from the beginning,
Yeah.
but it slipped my mind.
Okay.
But I think I need to ask it. What's the importance of people entering into agriculture? Because teaching agriculture, someone will say, what makes it important?
Okay. So agriculture is important because it has to do with food, and there's no excuse for food. You can tell the hunger, sorry, I'm busy right now. So because hunger is real and hunger is a disturbing factor to any society in terms of uh, social and economics, you have to make sure that you have a country that is well involved, highly involved and well prepared to deal with the issues about agriculture and food production. So because we are all human, we consume, we have to eat before we live. We have to make sure that we get involved into farming. And a country that does not get its people involved into agriculture, that country is the most vulnerable country in terms of food insecurity. And food insecurity is the lack of food. When people lack food, it brings about, all of things. Like there's a saying that hungry man is a what? Angry man. And then the other thing is that the issues about agriculture, the potential is high. It can create jobs. As a country, if we want to reduce the unemployment, we have to invest in agriculture where jobs can be created. For example, if you try to make a farm of 2, 3 acres, you will hire people in the community to go and cut the grass. You get them 200 cents per day. It is income. All right. And that money can be used to put food on the table, to get soap, to bath and do all of things. So the change in terms of the impact that investment will make is not just about the clearing of the land and growing something and you harvest. It goes down to the social economics of the country, wherein people will be able to put money in the pocket. For example, President Bwaka has a farm, right? So on that farm, people working there. Okay. On that farm, people working there and they earning money and that income it has to go down all the way to taking care of families and also contributing to the community in terms of rural economic. So you will see that That's the impact it makes. If you also have a farm back home or even in the community right here, it also will make sure that people get jobs. It will also make sure that the community will have some food available. Because, for example, if we don't have food right here on to Zubatan, people have to leave from here and go all the way somewhere else to find the food.
Yeah.
Wherever there is food is where people will go.
Yeah.
Even there's no food in Liberia, people will leave from here and go Ivory Coast
I
and
got
live there,
forgot. Yeah.
or go buy food and bring it here. So we have to make sure we invest in agriculture. Have we been investing in agriculture? That's a question that I even want to talk about a bit.
Okay, tell
As a
us.
country, our agriculture uh, outlook in terms of production, consumption is bad off. So
Okay.
there is a global hunger index report, and Liberia is captured, and they out of 127 countries, Liberia is 120. So you are trying to examine 127 country, 127 country, 123, and Liberia is at the bottom 120.
Okay.
Now, or in that the index for Liberia in terms of schools, we have a score of 31.9%. So a year ago we had 32.4. So you saw that there's a decline in terms of what
Yeah.
food
From
availability,
32 to
people having
31.
food. So if there is nothing done with the impact of climate change, everything this number will decline even beyond below up to 20 or so. So it is something that we need to take serious. Have we been investing in agriculture? Yes. If I tell you that there have been billions of dollars invested in agriculture over the period of 10 years, you won't believe it. But have we been able to feed ourselves? No. Our staple food, we import more than 60% of that. All right, 60% of that, which is rice. We imported, in fact, 80%, which is rice. We imported over $200 million. All right, 375 thousand metric ton. We import it every year, coming from Asia, coming from America and other countries. That rice is why we consume it. The one we grow here, we're not consuming in terms of the average. Fish, we also the quantity of fish that we consume, more than 50% of it is imported. So you know that our economy and our food system or our food security is vulnerable. So that is why the global hunger index describe our hunger as what? Serious hunger.
Okay.
Yes. So it should be alarming. So we expect that we as a country we can be able to put our hands and
Grow
our
more food.
and everything
Okay.
into it. Two, there's a statistic that says over 60% of our population is involved into agriculture in terms of livelihood. Whether you're
Okay.
working with some agriculture farm, or you're working with some kind of company, or you're in the business that has to do with agriculture. So if that information is true, that means we have to invest more, because more people are attached to the agriculture sector in terms of work, in terms of job, in terms of business, and in terms of livelihood. So we have to be serious about that. Have we been serious? I would say that we have been taking some action, but not much. I would also say that we've been playing, because if you want to feed yourself as a country, the things that we've been doing cannot make you feed yourself.
Okay.
All right. People are interested in taking pictures. People are interested in signboards and billboards.
Okay.
So we invest all in that and and think that we are feeding ourselves. But that is deception. You can deceive yourself, because that's the greatest harm you can do to yourself, to deceive yourself. We
Okay.
have to go beyond that. There are projects that have failed in this country, funded by either donor or funded by the government or implemented by the government of Liberia, that have not been able to make us increase our production. We
Okay.
are still at the same level. Pepper still have to come from Guinea. All right. Avocado, butter pear, plum, everything still have to come from Guinea and Sierra Leone. Oranges still have to come from Guinea and Sierra Leone. More than 15, 20 years after the war, we're still doing that. It's undermining our own independence in terms of food security. Food security is serious. For example, because the war in Russia, in Ukraine, and between Russia and Ukraine, you understand that we here we have to feed it, because those countries are suppliers of global food, and Liberia being dependent on it. This is why you see the price of rice have to go up. This is why you see a lot of things have to go up, because we as a country we are not being able to strengthen ourselves to feed ourselves. To feed ourselves, we need to go beyond Bilbo and Sambo. To feed ourselves, we need to go beyond just having press conferences or taking pictures. To feed ourselves is about making sure that if we're growing on 2 acres, we make sure we grow up to 5 acres, 10 acres.
Okay.
That strategy can be, because the issue is agriculture is what you put in, what you get out. But most of the projects, even with funding from USA, you will find out that, like you say, before they could close down, they have a $20 million project called FSN Arrow.
Okay.
Is a failure. I did some stuff around that also as a consultant,
Okay.
and we know how it failed. Nothing came up out of it,
Okay.
and then it didn't complete, and they carried some of the money back.
Okay.
So also, the Ministry of Agriculture has been implementing projects. Like I understand, there's a project called the IFA project, tree crop project, and it's supposed to be closing down this year. There is a $6 million that the people will be carrying back because our country was not intentional to work to use up the money in the right way, so it
Okay.
has to go back,
Okay.
which is a disservice to ourselves. That cannot happen in Ghana or Nigeria. The guys will make sure that they work to prove to the extent that people will know that we need the money. We can't be hungry here with a 31.9% global hunger index, and then you are carrying $6 million back because we don't have use for it.
Wow.
That's
That,
insincerity.
that is interesting, though.
Yeah. So,
That's actually interesting.
Mr. Stewart, what you think as a country, what kind of investment you think we need to do for us to grow? For me, I'm focusing on rice. For us to grow rice that will feed ourselves.
Okay, so actually, to grow rice to feed ourselves, we have to change the way we do it.
Okay.
The first thing is our traditional practices here cannot make us feed ourselves. A two hectare, which is 4 or 5 acres of rice farm that the smallholder farm or the small Omane or Papina doing, it
Okay.
cannot feed us.
Okay.
We have to do rice on an industrial scale. So that means you have to have rice feed that covers several hundreds of hectares. And to do that, it is a capital investment, almost like establishing a mining company, almost like establishing a gold company, but where people put millions of dollars inside and expect to get good result. But just putting 1,000, 2,000, or giving people shovels and hope to say they will go make farm, they can feed us. We have to do the investment, in a way that we do it big. That's one. If you go Japan, if you go India, where the rice come from, I've been there. You don't see a 2 hectare rice field. You see something that when the people harvest, they have enough to send some here to Africa, to sell to Africa. So you have to be intentional about that. You can't. We have to move away from they subsistence farming and think that the old lady will get their collars and hold, they will grow rice and it be sufficient for us. In fact, while they can grow, it cannot even feed their family for 6 months. That's the reality, and that's something I also discovered in the research. The rice that these people can grow. The research I conducted in farmer
Okay.
district right here.
Okay.
So some of the people they like you do 6 months of rice and then you get 18 bags of sea rice.
Okay.
How long that one can feed you for?
Not even
12
1 or 2
bags,
months.
5 bags of sea rice. How long can it feed you for? No. So someone that even eating the Japanese rice, but they are growing Liberian rice.
Right.
So that's a reality, and
Yeah,
I think it's shameful.
I'm really interested in this part, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those persons who love eating.
I know.
But there's the issue, right? Our government, the current administration, they
Yeah.
told us that before they leave power, they want to at least for Liberia to be able to produce about I think 60 some more percent
Yes.
of the rice that we consume. Now, looking at the way it is being done, do you think if they continue on this path that they are doing it currently, do you think the government will achieve that particular percent?
The government has a very nice document called the National Agriculture Development Plan.
Yeah.
That plan has in it some ambitious actions they want to take or achieve. And the National Agriculture Development Plan says they want to reduce rice import by 70%.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Same.
And if you want to do that, the way we've been doing it is the same way they are doing it. There's nothing changed. That's the same way we've been doing it. In fact, there was a rice project that I think it failed. as I went around and I saw that it fails. We also saw just some boys around, but they were giving $1,000 per hectare to farmers to grow rice, and you found out that um, 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 many of the places it didn't do well. They were not, the thing was not too structured and well organized, so not much came out of it. And I think they're supposed to go part two of it, or they're trying to do a part two of it. And up to now, I think they have the recruitment. They expect to work with farmers again, but the issue there is the thing is now structural. Right after the people harvest the rest, what next? What happened next? There is no mechanism to control that or to regulate that or to ensure that there is an output that shows that every action taken will reflect the goal of the project. That's one. And the way we also been doing these things, even our own Liberian people managing some of the projects, you will see that a Liberian man with managing a project and not concerned about the impact it will make the lives of the people, but just concerned about your pocket. What you can put in your pocket, what you can get. Also, the places and people we're supposed to give some of the monies and material to, we can leave them and go find our friends and give them the money and material. I think recently there was a discussion that some of the government officials were receiving money from the Ministry of Agriculture project,
Yeah.
the American and so on, other people. So most of the top guys, their farms were the ones supported with the money, and then you find out that even when they fail, nobody can do anything to them.
Okay.
So I think we have to come back on the drawing board and show that we are serious in terms of planning the way we want to feed ourselves. You cannot say let's feed ourselves. You're talking on the microphone, and your action is different from what you are saying.
Yes.
Like yeah, sure. To be frank, and I
Okay.
think we need to be able to find a way to change that.
Now, someone will say uh, producing crops or food as a whole on a large scale, the what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We do not have a Liberian or a Liberian who probably have the resources to really do that kind of huge investment. So, how do you think this can be done in a country if our local farmers do not have the resources to do that kind of investment?
Okay, so this is it. There are countries who even are challenged more than us in terms of the factors of production, like land, like water, and so on, but they are doing well. The issue is this: we have a commercial agriculture where we establish, because if the people are not there with the requisite, knowledge and capital, government around the world, including development partners, establish them. You can create that. Hmm? You can create that by making sure you spot people who have the potential and build their capacity. What would it do to government? It would take $2, 3, $4 million and look at one cooperative that having huge land and having the skill and train them, equip them with equip them and give them equipment and tools and give them the seed that they need to be able to survive whether in the dry season or in the rainy season, and they produce. We make sure they process, they package, and they put it on the market. Rice, for example, there was one of the biggest rice project or biggest rice farm in Liberia. It's from farmer where I just left from. The farmers were there. At some point, they gave them fertilizer. They carry machine there and till the soil. I mean, they carry machine and dig the soil. So the people are not using their hand to dig the soil.
Yeah.
So it helps in that direction.
Okay.
After harvest, what happened? The rest is still with the people.
Okay.
The rest is not processed. The rest are in bed and in bag in the kitchens and other places, and the people are with the people.
Okay.
In fact, someone is looking for somebody to go buy it for them. So all of the effort, all of the investment from clearing the plate, getting fertilizer, after harvest, what happened? You should have worked with the people to process the rest and put it in bag, and it should be on the market.
Okay.
It should be on the market.
I think that's a strong message. And so, for those of you who are just joining us, this is the talking point here on Blaze 90.7 FM. We have with us Jonathan Stewart from Accra, Liberia, and he's here to provide some agriculture related issue. We've been talking more here, but for those of you who actually listening or following, you can keep playing the radio again at star 7 and 99 and star 60 hash. You just need to spend $1.50 USD for your mobile money account, or it's equivalent of 200 LD, and win yourself 20,000 this evening on the talking point while we are here. As soon as your number papa, we'll call you and send you that money, and you could be set up making May week
Yeah.
on the ladies night.
So the ladies now,
Yeah, on
yeah.
a serious note.
So
I know.
imagine some men win that money today.
Yes, 20K. It's not small thing.
I know. I know.
Mr. Siwa, I just wanted to take you one step back.
Yeah.
There are many Liberians who believe, especially young people,
Yeah.
if you find out in the agriculture college, you are not seeing most students, going
Yeah.
in about that department on the basis of you have to find yourself somewhere in the rural area or making fine cutting down trees and other things.
Yeah.
What would you say to people as such?
Okay, so this is it for the young people that always interact with. I tell them agriculture is more than just digging the soil. It's more than just find yourself in a bush and cutting grass or trees.
Okay.
It's beyond that. There's something called the agriculture value chain, and the thing you call the value chain means the different things that happens around agriculture.
Okay.
For example, if you don't want to be the one digging the soil, you can be the one selling.
Okay.
If you don't want to be the soil, you can be the one who will also connect the people who growing to buy us in Liberia and outside Liberia, and you make money.
Okay.
If you don't want to be the one digging the soil, you can be an agricultural extension technician. You can tell the farmer do this, and nothing will happen to you.
Okay.
Like I went to agriculture school here and there and all, and my work, it's not about digging soil.
Okay.
We're brushing, I'll brush. You see my pan, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Very clean and soft.
I'm a professional agriculturalist. All right.
Okay.
But what do I do? I find myself in the knowledge area.
Okay.
So I'm an agricultural technician. I can sit and advise you what to do. If you want to make farm here, I will go to the place. I identify the place. I do your soil test. I tell you, say this is what you can grow here.
Okay.
I look at the land. I say you can do this one here. You can do that one here, and I get paid.
So you just need to find a space in the agriculture
Yes,
sector.
that's your space.
Yes.
Another thing is you can also be an accountant and you still find yourself in the agriculture space.
Okay.
You can provide financial services. Like for example, I can form a business here that provide loans to farmers, but it's in the agriculture value chain.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I can build a storage where farmer, when they finish harvesting the thing, they keep it until they find buyer.
Okay.
That's my business. That also is an agriculture value chain. I can have my car and I go and pick up farmer goods and bring it to Raleigh. That is agriculture. So the value chain is about the different activities that happen along the along production and consumption. So from seed to the table, there are different activities that happen. You can find your space there and you become like some of the people who are agriculture, they are in the university. They are at the university there and they are teaching.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So there are other people who are providing support to farmers through social works and through agricultural development programs with NGOs. They are that. So the people working with FAO, you don't know that agriculture, they got most agriculture there. They got
Okay.
people that were agronomy, they but air conditioner blowing there.
Okay.
So the image that young people have is that so you hear agriculture, that means you come hold color in your hand and you'll be brushing all over the place. No. Look, let me tell you something. If you got money in this country, you don't even need to go for one grass to test you.
Okay.
So you want to tell me Bill Gates, who is a farmer? Bill Gates, or Benayu in Liberia, who is a millionaire and a farmer? You think he holding color in? Go to see whether you don't see color in Benayu hand before.
It driving air conditioner.
Oh yes,
Okay.
but Benayu is at the time during the election, they used to say the farmer, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but do you think farmer just supposed to be someone who, what you gotta do is to cut grass? No, there are other people who are into farming. What they do, all the other farmers when they finish growing, they buy from them and they find buyer in Monrovia and sell.
Okay.
That agriculture there.
Okay.
So the mindset is that you have to see it as something very that is beyond just brushing and beyond just being dirty.
Okay.
It is something that opportunities are there. For example, if you like, one of the things we are working on with one of our partners is to develop a computer app or a phone app.
Okay.
Let's say
A mobile
kind of
app.
application, mobile app.
Yeah.
And that mobile app will be able to detect viruses and diseases and look at insect and advise what the farmer can do.
Okay.
That's tech right there, computer science. But it's the agriculture value chain.
Okay.
So anything you do in around agriculture, Like, for example, if you are someone who can train people, that like I do,
Mm-hmm.
it's agriculture. All right. So we don't need to limit the agriculture to just being holding colors and you're looking dirty, you're looking poor, and you have to be in the swamp every day. No, there are potential area that you can also work.
Okay.
But also we need to have people. For example, in every society there will be unskilled people.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to make fun right now, I will use the unskilled people to brush. They will dig. I will just say, dig right here, don't dig right here. I measure here, okay, post it here, post it here.
Okay.
And because they are unskilled, the only thing they have the capacity to do is
Just
to hold
labor
colors.
work.
Yes, they do kind of labor work.
Okay.
That's what happening.
Mm-hmm.
But once you are a technician, you are there to instruct people. Like if you're going to wear Firestone, you think you will be the one to be digging the plane?
You get
No,
the top on the
no,
plate.
you'll be super. I'll be supervisor.
Okay.
All right.
And you make some money there.
Yes.
So for me, let's go
So
back
the young
to
people coming up, there is potential for you to become big men in agriculture.
Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right.
since you see that deficiency before my colleague come in, are they being engaged at a lower level? Because sometimes some of the interests of the profession or career are being developed in secondary school.
Yeah.
Are they being engaged with the high school to see some of the young people provide some of the information you provide on the basis of awareness, educating them on the importance of agriculture, and that you as a person will not just find yourself in or maybe on the farm, but you will also have to find a space in the agriculture value chain.
Okay. So we've been doing from the high school level.
Mm.
Like we have our agricultural education guy who is working with two schools, one in West Point and one in I think Fiamma, yeah.
Okay.
So he also have the agriculture club there, have a demo site. The other day we were able to buy seed and other tools and give it to the school. So he's managing that. So why is what in fact he's supposed to take the students to Bentor. There's a very modern and technology friendly agriculture site there
Okay.
for them to go and see some of the things like see fish production.
They said that what you were talking about. How you call that place?
Bentor.
Okay.
So there's a fellow who owns that school. They call it hydroponic.
Hydroponic. I
Great,
think
great,
Billy
great.
were here. He also
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
that.
yeah. Billy went there.
Okay.
But I say I'm due there next week.
Okay. And I
So
hope you could carry us along to see that play and maybe see
yes.
how best you can let the public know as well.
Yes, definitely. We arrange that, and,
Okay.
and that is good. So hydroponic, we go in there. So we've been having some engagement, but some of these come with money
Okay.
to reach out. You will need some funding. So
Mm.
we've not been doing on a large scale,
Okay.
but mostly what we've been doing in terms of our advocacy and awareness raising is online.
Okay.
So if you go on social media, just say agritech, you see a lot of things.
Mhm.
And we use the digital means to be able to communicate information that appeal to people, especially young people. So some of our work has caused young people to choose the career path to go at the university to study agriculture science.
Okay.
And if I know way back, somebody said the way you can do the thing, it can be looking fun, and the picture can be fun. I thought like just easy to you, but I go beyond my home. I go do garden, it's not easy. I can work. I say yeah, but you got anything good can come easy,
Mhm.
but we have to make it look good. We have to make it look easy.
Okay.
So those are some of the actions we've been taking, as individual and as a group of people who believe in a better Liberia
Okay.
that can be achieved through our own collective effort.
now. Let's go back to agrotech.
Yeah.
You talk all of those things that you guys are involved into, which is laudable. But I want to also know what are some of those challenges your institution is faced with.
Yes. We are a grassroots institution, and grassroots mean you just by being grassroots you are already challenged. So one of the things that we've been challenged with is sustainable income. We don't have a sustainable donor. So we've been taking some actions that have been funded as in fact done as a contract. So in 2024, we did a small contract for the Ministry of Agriculture. We were able to recruit gardeners, train them, and then the ministry gave them supply. So one of the things they discovered is that people don't have a small skill to know how to do the bio garden. What kind of idea to do, how to prepare the soil, how to put a seed on nursery. We show them that. and then we shouldn't have when you finish harvesting, what kind of idea you to keep the bitter ball so you can get writing soon.
Okay.
Yes. So we did that, and the ministry provided small funding, as a small contract to a small group like us. So we did that. Also, largely of our sustainability comes from consultancy. But we have been challenged with funding, so we've not been able to do most of it. Like right now, we're trying to set up a research plot at our office. We want to get a greenhouse there. We are also preparing the place so that we can be able to use different varieties of crops and try them and know whether how they respond to the climate change and other environmental conditions. And then we use that information to share with our farmers in terms of enhancing their practices and how to improve.
Okay.
But we don't have the money.
Okay.
So, and some of the consultants that I've been doing, is usage based and usage close down in December, and I'm working right now in terms of money coming
Oh
in.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is what I depend on to do,
Okay.
to be able to do some of the things. So I want to set that research, but also for the students can come practice there, learn and other things. But resources are one. Another thing is, I know we don't have equipment and tools, which also is resource as well, funding. So the requisite tool, we want to have a soil lab wherein we'll be testing soil, and we also want people to come, students will come and also do practical interest of doing soil analysis, because
Okay.
that's one of the major thing.
Okay.
In Liberia, people can just say Liberia soil rich,
Mm-hmm.
so you just won't brush anyway, start planting.
Oh yes.
But
Without further tests.
yes, but there's a need for tests.
Okay.
So those are some of the things. We will be, in fact, mostly, we need equipment, logistics. Like you want to go some of the things, we want to go in some of the countries and conduct free training.
Okay.
But how can we do that? We don't have logistics, we don't have car, we don't have a resources for them to transport our technicians to go there.
Okay.
Before, most time, when I do some work around, I will use the money and fund some of those things just to make sure that we contribute
Okay.
to Liberia development through that agriculture setup. But it has always been challenged. So if we found pandas out there, we can reach out to us, say, gentlemen, you guys have the technical know-how, I also have money, can we work together and do this? Can we work together and do that? Or any institution with money or with a project, we can work with you and we can make more impact together.
Okay.
Now, before Sarah's come in, you talked all of these things. And I want to know their relationship with the ministry, because I guess institutions like Agrotech,
Yeah.
I think the ministry needs to give more backing to
Yeah.
implement what they want to be implemented. So,
Okay.
what's the relationship with the ministry?
So the ministry is aware of Agrotech as one of the arm of the country, of the government, not government entity, but one of the institutions that government can use. So they have used us on 2 occasions to do backyard garden thing with communities.
Okay.
So, but the place is a political place. People come and go.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now, all the people who just came there, they may see, but who is the architect? But right, but we're here, and we
I
hope.
want to bring that.
Yeah, I know. And then sometimes some of the people, when they're there, you guys working together, they know what you're doing. They remember you. Sometimes they call you and need some area. Sometimes they recommend you to some institution. But when the other political group leave, another political group come, they will take the time to know what's happening.
Okay.
Before they know people, and then sometimes yes. But the project implementation unit is aware of us. We have worked with them twice,
Okay.
and at the ministry level, we are considered one of the partners in terms of agricultural development institutions. We also, they gave us
Accreditation.
accreditation, or let's say sectorial clearance,
Okay.
and so they know that we will do the work we do. And some of them personally know me and they know the institution.
Okay.
They have come across it 1 or 2 times before becoming sometimes ministers or so.
Okay.
But notwithstanding, you know that in our own country, things the way it goes, things go the way it goes because of different reasons. But we hope that, and we open our arms, that even the ministry has anything, and they say we need people to come on board to support in terms of capacity, in terms of knowledge and skill. We are open to that, and we hope that they will have something for us to do very soon. And if that is possible, it will be good, because the issues about agriculture, it cannot be done by policymaker. The real action has to be done by community-led and community-driven institutions.
Okay, they made a policy and then the community do the
Yes.
implementation.
For example, if the ministry has money and is the one to invest into rice like they've been doing,
Okay.
the ministry cannot be the one to run it. The ministry should be able to look at grassroots or community-based and led institutions like us to go in the community and work with the people because the people know us
Okay.
and the people know what we've been doing and the people may be hoping to work with us and will not see the government thing. Because in the country, the thing I'm exporting, when people hear the government thing,
Oh, yes.
they don't respect it, they don't value it, they don't support it, they don't make
Take
it to
good care.
work.
Okay.
All right. But if we go and say the thing is for us and they see us as partners, there will be a way they will accept it and support it and make it to work.
Okay.
But sometimes because of somebody want to get caught or want to manage your money, they will do it the way they do it, and at the end of it, you see how it goes. But I think the government can do this probably public partnership,
Yeah,
framework,
PPP.
wherein they work with some of the private sector institutions like us, so that we implement. Then they check us and evaluate and see whether it was successful or not.
Okay.
And boy, if yourself want to do it, then you can be the referee and the player, right?
Yes.
And that's what the football people say. So I think that's a recommendation in terms of some of the small thing.
Okay.
Find some of the community-based institution to do it. For example, you want to go recruit farmers. You don't need to do it. You need to hire somebody because we are based in the communities. It may be cheaper, in fact.
And
But
you've been dealing with a farmer, you
yeah.
already know that.
If I got a database of farmers across the 15 counties, especially youth farmers.
Okay.
So when you want to, anytime you want any young farmers from any county, just reach out to me.
Okay.
All right.
So the thing you were talking about, the thing about agriculture that has no limit, and any professional can venture into that. You talk about accounting. You can also be an accountant in the agriculture sector.
Yeah.
So as a person, there are other institutions who do the knowledge page because they're not everybody will go 4 years to university to actually acquire agricultural knowledge. Do you have some certificate diploma program to incorporate other professionals from different area? Like for example, people in the media, while we sit here, maybe we want to get some agricultural knowledge. We just need to come and spend 3 months, 6 months and get some agricultural knowledge while we get certificate or diploma. You have anything else?
Okay, so we've been having short-term trainings.
Okay.
The issues about agriculture is more practical.
Okay.
So we don't create a situation where people feel that, I just want to get a certificate, so you put a certificate first. So we've been doing hands-on. One is the young professional program. So even a non-agriculture person can participate.
Okay.
The issue that you have an insight. Like for example, on the 26th, we'll be having an online webinar.
Okay.
And that webinar, we're talking about agriculture technology and innovation and entrepreneurship. Agriculture technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. So you can as a journalist, you can join the section, and the facilitator will lead you to how you can utilize technology, what are related technology, what are even local technology that you can use to be able to invest. Also, entrepreneurship, understanding what the entrepreneurship is in the terms of agricultural production or agricultural value chain. So what can you go into? For example, you as a journalist, you can develop a marketing and promotion business where you work with farmers and agri businesses and promote their farms.
Business,
Yes.
exactly.
So right away you are stratifying in the value chain, right?
Okay.
Good. So once you always there are things we bring about, like we sometimes conduct our entrepreneurship academy training. So 2-3 days we train people and get a certificate of participation. But then it is not just as an academic thing where you just go, you put in your CV.
Yeah,
It is something that we bring you in our network and continue to guide you.
Okay.
And then we give you even assignment, like go and develop this thing. And then we give you feedback. So it's about taking step, guiding you, and making sure that you can stay on your own and move on. And the progress will help us to make sure we empower other people.
Okay. So let me now cross over to Kona. Kona, you can actually read that code again for our people while they're listening at the same time getting knowledge and need to be making some money from the radio game.
So I think
read out that code for
if you're
us.
out there, just dial *79 and *60, *79 and *60 with $1.50 US dollars or Liberian dollars 200 LD to play, and definitely you will have the opportunity to win 20,000 Liberian dollars. So the more you play, the better your chances are to win. So just continue playing *79 and *60 hash. Okay, definitely use $1.50 USD or use 200 LD to win for yourself 20,000 Liberian dollars. Yeah, to never you to go ball.
Yeah, so you got it for yourself, exactly. So it's actually 25 minutes past the hour of 10, and you are in tune to the talking point on Blaze 90.7 FM. As I said, we have with us Mr. Jonathan Stewart, Executive Director of Acro Tech Liberia. He's here to provide us some information. I know the line is actually bossing at least still one or two more questions
Yeah.
from our guests, and we can actually go to the telephone line and listen to the public as well.
Yeah, so Mr. Stewart, I think we are really certain about a certain thing you said, but let me see before I ask my question. Right.
Okay.
I think I need to visit you because I heard something you say you people already harvested the rest Ibitowa row.
Yeah.
So I think I need to visit you.
I know.
Why you love to
Yeah.
remember it's not right.
Yeah. I'm
but,
just
but,
kidding.
but,
Yeah.
but you know, my man, you use your Indian rest, so country will be looking so better in
No,
your
don't mind.
mouth.
No, I love country power. Don't worry.
I know.
Yeah, but so if Liberia, if we really invest into the agriculture sector, like what you expect,
Yeah.
right? Where do you see Liberia in the next few years?
Okay. If we invest in the sector and don't waste the money
Yeah,
and don't give the money to people to put it in their pocket, but make sure we put it into things that can give us returns, we can see ourselves going beyond where we are now. Our global hunger index will increase from 31% to maybe 50%. That means people have food to eat. Like in this country, 36% of our population are undernourished. Almost 50%, almost half of the population undernourished. Either because of the food they eat or no good food to eat.
Okay.
And that's what the global hunger index is, report says. So it means almost half of the population is undernourished. That's the issue. So if we invest in the right things, do things that will bring money. The first thing that I want to say is that we must commercialize agriculture. We must not do it because of somebody. We must not say people should do it because they less busy, or people should go back. There's somebody that say, but we are going into a go make farm. Who told you say the farm is just about anybody just going to make it because you feel that they don't know book or because you feel that they don't have money? No.
Okay.
If you want to make money, you want to make food to be in the country here, that money people should make farm.
Okay.
People who don't have money should go and work for the money people to make the farm. Because you can't give somebody colors and you say they want you just 2 acres of land and feed themselves and feed the country. It's impossible. You need to have more than 500 or 1,000 acres of land, occupied with rice, occupied with banana. Go agriculture right here, you see banana farm. When the people harvest, they got trucks taking them. So if you have, so I think what we can do is to re-strategize on how we can go about this thing. For example, we have a national agricultural development plan that have no strategy on how it work. The plan say we want to do this, we want to do this, we want to do this, but how it will happen now?
really?
Yeah. How will happen? It means you have a strategy that will show that if you say you want to do so person right, you must know how it will happen. But if you think people just will go in the morning and then rest from behind the horse and you will calculate as a success of the plan of the national development plan, I think we're sleeping. But if we try to take money, even development, for example, if you say maybe they're gone now, but EU, and other institutions, UNDP, when they bring their money and they say we want to invest in agriculture, you need to tell them this is how we want you to do it. When you put it here, when you put it here, when you put it here, then it will give us the result, and the result will make us to leave from this level to this level.
Okay.
I think that's what the government need to be looking at because there are money people spending, money going all over. Like let me tell you, money going more than $50 million, $100 million, and you still see that the rest K&K have to import the rest before we eat rest. People gotta cross, the women gotta cross in trucks to Guinea to bring pepper before we eat pepper. All right.
Okay.
So I think we need to put the money in places that will give a return. Invest in the soil, mean take the money and put it into the things that will make the soil to produce. You don't put the money in sample. You don't put the money in papers. You don't put the money in workshop to train yourself, and you think you think
Okay.
you'll get more rest.
I
No,
see.
bro.
I see why you're getting some trouble. Anyway,
Yes.
let's go to the phone line because the lines are buzzing.
Yeah, so sorry. Before
10:30.
before we go to the phone line, I want
Yes.
let me get his say on this. You know,
Okay.
in Liberia, our government is usually known for subsidizing rice
Import.
import
Yeah.
to the country. What's your thought on that?
The government, because they say rest is a political commodity.
Yeah,
The last time when Tubble said no, we don't want. In fact, we want to start bringing rest here.
yeah,
So self-sufficiency plan, we saw what happened. Riot
Okay.
came up, and
Okay.
after Riot, now we saw coup. From coup now Civil War. From Civil War, we saw why it took us. Just rest. So people are sensitive to it to the extent that government will be taking taxes on rest, but government can
yeah.
government can
They can
waive
waste
taxes
it.
and also put money over it.
Yeah,
So I think what government need to do if we increase local production, hmm, and domesticate it to the extent that people can start liking it. For example, this rice that is in India or Japan that you see the power rice that the Japanese people and the Indian people can send or we can buy from them and bring here. They can grow here, it can be processed and taste like that.
really.
Yeah. Remember that machine. It's that machine. That machine do that rice and that's all. You don't know
So
no,
is it the same rice that is
the
growing Liberia?
same
Yeah,
rice.
that what we can be eating there. So, but the
The
only thing
same
can be
rice.
processed.
They have different varieties though
Yeah.
that may taste different. But I seen where you see in where they get the women that can cut different name on
Yeah.
it. All right, well it can grow here.
Belle one,
You can
belle two.
process the machine. Yeah, the machine can process it and it will load leather. The same quail leather. You put it in the same bag like that. Everything that bag, all you can fix it right here, and it can be in the food store. You go buy it.
Wow.
Okay. I think
Okay,
we
so yeah,
saw
let's go to the phone line.
we
Yeah.
saw that when the CDC they had a purple rest.
No,
They
no,
said
that was
they
a
said
that was a donation,
Yeah,
not
like
Liberian
people
rice.
they input there.
Yeah, it was input. It
People
was donation to the
get free.
country,
Yeah.
and then the people rebag
We
it.
beg put
okay.
purple
Yeah.
on it.
So the number to call is 0777907 0777907 Today, no politics. We're actually discussing Liberia matters.
Yeah.
We're talking about food here, the
Yeah,
bread and
food.
butter issue that we can talk about every day. So we're discussing it. So the number to call is 0777907 0777907. For those of you watching all live, you can actually leave your comment in the comment section and we will read them out as the pop out. And so, yes, Mr. Stewart, I think it was good that he came today to actually provide some of the clarity the profile because there are many people in doubt, especially most of the young people have been engaged with some of them. And when you go to high schools and various universities, I mean, the agriculture department can be like old scam.
Mm-hmm.
Most besides some of the universities that have the agriculture department, you can't see anything practical for the students themselves. It didn't encourage other students to say, yeah, at least I'm learning something here from the blackboard. I will be able to go out there. And some of them graduate without getting any knowledge, practical knowledge of how seeds and crops can be grown. So I mean, it's something very, very, very interesting for.
I would like to make some comment on the agriculture schools.
Okay.
If the agriculture schools should be placed that our young people, our new generation will go and acquire knowledge and skill, that means there are things we must change.
Okay, I think we'll have to do that
Okay.
later. Let's take
Okay.
the phone call.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, what is this here?
Yeah, like it,
Good evening.
like you.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes.
Can you move away from your monitor, please? Okay, move away from your monitor. You hang on. 0777907 0777907 is the number to call. And while we await your call, I think Mr. Stewart, you can
We're
go
going to be
ahead
talking
with.
about Citizen Unity Party, but not that long
No,
I
pausing.
know, I know. But you know the issue interesting in this country, people who don't know where the next meal will come from are so passionate to talk about politics. Yeah, agree. Yeah, CDC, unity party. You know, and you're not focusing on where because like someone also looking at the statistics in the sector, we know that this production line is declining.
okay.
So we are worried about that. But other people they want to talk about politics. And
Everybody got their way right now.
if I was saying to you here that Joseph Walker is this or that by now.
People will debunk you.
But for me, we are technicians, so we don't. Yes, I think we have somebody
Good
online.
evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir.
What is your name and where you calling from?
My name is Emmanuel G.O. I do join you from ERW Rahil.
Let hear you, Emmanuel.
Yes, I'm very excited and I want to express my thanks and gratitude for you guys bringing that meaningful conversation on media this evening
Okay.
because agriculture has been my ambition. I'm a
Okay.
high school graduate. I'm from Nimba County. But
Okay.
it's just like some of us from poor background, and now we are lack of financial strength. This is why we are still here. We are not yet attend the university or colleges.
Okay.
But when I was in school, I used to do my small backyard garden like pepper and cucumber and some other crops. So I've been monitoring you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Agriculture is very essential to human life because it provides food for the family population.
Okay.
Agriculture is very good. And I pray to God, He should give me the strength, He should give me the money to attend the university and obtain the knowledge.
Okay.
Especially the agriculture that has to do with raising of animals and planting of crops. I really engage myself into it.
All right. So while you're looking for money, I think you got free of charge event that will be coming up from the anchor of Arcotel Liberia. That one you need to pay any money, just need to get transportation. Sometime when somebody are event come or you can go. So keep following. If you are a Facebook user, I think you can follow Facebook Arcotel Liberia, and you're gonna see most of their out there, most of their event as they unfold. So follow that entity and you can acquire some knowledge while you are waiting money to go to college.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
0777-907-907, 0777-907-907. It's the number to call and actually make your contribution. Here on the talking point, we are discussing agro business here this evening, and we have with us Mr. Jonathan Stewart from the Arcotel Liberia on the talking point this evening. And it's been a very informative evening here. You know, while you're in the comfort of your home, we are serving you dinner. The dinner we're serving you now, political dinner,
Not political dinner,
and
yeah.
spiritual dinner.
Food dinner.
Discussing you know, the thing that will give you energy before you can talk about
The politics, yeah.
That's what we're talking about here. So it's good that we have our brother here this evening to actually share with us all of the necessary information he's trying to share. And there are people who will follow up later. There are others who may not call, but sometimes like to stay in the back and maybe listening our lives, you know, and do some
Yeah, so
contribution.
Sarah, let me just read some of those comments.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can
in
do
the
that.
comment section.
Please do.
I thought I got on the comment because
You didn't comment today?
no, he commented.
Long thing I see.
Yeah, he said good evening,
Before
gentlemen.
you do that, man,
Yeah,
just,
take that call. Yeah.
Good evening. Good
Good evening,
evening.
Saros.
Good evening.
And good evening, Brother Kuna.
Yeah, good evening.
Let me say good evening to your studio guest
Okay.
for his brilliant presentation, more especially touching one of the key pillars of the agenda, which has to be with the agriculture sector. As he expanded, I sat down quietly, listening to him. He proposed well. He gave the message out right because agriculture played a major role.
Okay.
In agriculture, you study economics. In agriculture, you study about social science. And so many things. It's a very key sector, very important sector. That's why this president is committed in showing the Liberians be able to feed themselves.
Okay.
It's a very nice initiative. And we spend billions and millions of dollars on the importations of rice. But I don't really call it rice. I call it wheat. Because what we really eat there is very original rice. Because my brother Cyrus, if he happens to leave Liberia and go out, if he eat rice, you know exactly. If he comes to Liberia and eat what we call rice, you know exactly that you're eating wheat.
Okay.
Liberia, we have a very good soil. Let's look at one organization. They have agriculture organization. They have at the back of Zuba town. And those guys will have a this urban community farming. I would like your studio guest to really, really get in touch with that people. A little money I was given to them by the Ministry of Agriculture. Can you imagine these guys produce almost 20 hectares of land
Okay.
with rice? Today they have those seeds, they have the rice, there's no one to purchase them, they have it stored, they have baked everything. But those that were on the ceremony, they are tried by all means to get in the representative office of Michael Thomas because the farm was done in the Strait of Mafu. There's no way to get to Michael Thomas. And these guys are feeling very, very disturbed because if you work, at least you should be able to get something to begin the family the next year. So if you just look at Zuba Town, there's a little rice that just planted right on the main road. See how those rice look very good. So if you can just look at the entire Zuba Town farm, and you plant rice, 3 more rice, I think it can feed almost a community.
All right.
So
Thank you.
moving forward until we can make it practical last and not only talking until we can get to work, forget about the level of degree that you have, get on the sword, that will be fine. Thank you
Thank
so much for the platform.
thank you, Joseph. Okay, so yeah, Mr. Stewart, I think you were in flower. Now
Yeah,
you let's
yeah,
say you
yeah.
just
Let me go
reading
back to the
comment.
comment. So,
Yes,
as
please.
Agasha said, good evening, gentlemen, and your studio guest. My name is Lawson Augustine Agasha Wisdom, and I do join you guys from Painesville. Young people must venture into farming, learn the skills, the business side of it, supply chain, financial management, crop production, etc. The time the times are showing that we should not rely or depend on the Africans that are skilled in the area to do this. Not starting drama, but just showing the gap we have to close in Sou- is it South Africa because in SA. This will also impact the high unemployment that is apparent among the youth. All
Okay.
the best for young people who are already doing this.
Okay.
Okay, so let me go to the next person. This person is Momolu V. Sadon. He's a great man. Yeah, I think that's the maybe other the girl he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, this one, yeah, from Nathan Smith. He's a watching from Nema County, Second PA, District number 7. Okay, and this one here from Fatu Testimony Jalo.
Okay.
Say watching from Bobolu City. Okay, thanks Fatu. Thanks for joining. And Menso Edward, Mendy say I'm following. Yeah, that's all for now.
Yeah, so
Actually,
far so good. So I think while we wait call, I think we can go back to
yeah,
Mr. Stewart.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we got two
Um.
callers and two of them are actually recommending, commending you, I mean, on some of the issues you raised.
Yeah.
So we
Sure.
can move on with our discussion.
So I was making a point around the schools.
Mm-hmm.
The way agriculture were taught 20, 50 years ago.
The people said they still want to talk to you.
All
They
right.
keep
Go
calling,
ahead. Go
yes, so
ahead.
we'll talk to them. Good evening.
Cyrus, good evening.
Good evening, my dear brother.
Oh, thank you. Let me say good evening, Monsieur Man, Corner Rupert. This is lovely. Sagacious in a common description.
Okay.
Yeah, let me say thanks to your student guest, these are important things, but I think I think you spoke well.
Okay.
And I think our young people should be involved into agriculture. For many talk on, I say now for you discuss here now, so that is small, small.
I know, right? My man, you gotta miss some garden behind out of us too. One of the young men, so you gotta miss some garden. Get some okra, corn, other stuff.
No, I'll wait beyond this every.
Okay.
Okay, so two things I want to talk about before we close.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yes, the first one is the schools. The schools should be prepared to teach agriculture in a different way,
Okay.
and a way that the young people will see it as something profitable,
Mm.
decent, and they can utilize the skill. For example, the agriculture it sounds and I know, but we need to be looking for sustainable agriculture practices. Like if you go to the university right now, they will not teach you climate smart agriculture.
Okay.
We are living the era of climate change now.
Okay.
You train people how to produce crops 50 years ago, how to produce animal 50 years ago, and now the way to produce animal has changed because of climate.
Okay.
We need to revisit the curriculum and try to configure it
I
or
will meet current
yes, current
realities.
realities.
Yeah.
That's one. The other one, people need to bring innovation right now.
Okay.
You can't make a school boring. You can't make a school unattractive. You can't make a place like the old people place.
Okay.
Students now have to be involved in, like for example, if you have an agriculture college and you have tractors, you have resplanter, you have different things, you have even computer lab where the children can go in the lab and understand and do things, and also do research. You will understand that people will start thinking that agriculture is actually a more than they think.
Okay.
That's one. The other thing is that we need to make sure that we introduce entrepreneurship as part of the curriculum in terms of agricultural studies,
Okay.
because we have been training people to go look for work. There is now the work in Liberia for agriculture, that's subsistence farming work. You gotta go, you create your own
Yeah,
garden.
they
Yeah.
found they
Yes.
found other stuff.
So we've been training people to go to company. No company here in Liberia for farming.
Okay.
We don't have much agriculture company here that will absorb the people. Maybe let's say Gold Viridium, or you could say a Firestone, Lag. But the people already get it. People then they've been working for 25 years.
That's right. And every
So,
time they're trying to
Yeah, so
put it
so
down south.
so every time ministry and university put us graduates, they cannot be as well because they have been programmed that you go and work. Who you going to work for? So we have to introduce entrepreneurship, into our curriculum in terms of agriculture school, wherein they can be taught on how to develop, business ideas,
Okay.
how to look for opportunities in the challenging world that we have now, in terms of finding solution for the problem that we have and make money.
Okay.
That's one. How to be self-employed, how to create jobs, how to even form their own company.
Okay.
Those are the things we need to be teaching the people now, instead of saying you go, you get job. So there's no job. So we need to prepare them for the reality. Liberia does not have job for the people. There are not much, companies. You get somebody get graduate, then you say they must go to one village to look for one woman who get buy a garden, then to go work for the
Yes,
person.
okay.
The person not get money to pay them.
Yeah, to pay
So you don't train them for companies now. You have to train them for the communities where they can survive.
Okay.
So I think that's one thing we need to do about the agriculture training institutions. The other thing is that when people feel that in this country that food production is the responsibility of somebody called farmer, but farmer is anybody who is involved into producing.
Okay.
If you as a medical doctor have backyard garden and you are growing your tomato, you are growing your pepper, you are a farmer.
Okay.
So it's not a specific, position that you give the people that they went to school for. They have to go to school for it. No.
Okay.
All right. We have agriculture technicians and we got farmer. Like Benayu is not a farmer. Benayu is not an agriculture technician, but he's a farmer because he's involved into the production. So everybody can get involved into it. And if we must feed ourselves as a country, don't think the Ministry of Agriculture will make you feed yourself. You lie. We should not believe that Ministry of Agriculture will feed us. Ministry of Agriculture does not have the capacity. They don't have the structure. They don't have the plan. They don't have they are just to regulate.
The
So
policy maker.
yes, policy maker and to regulate and to see how things should happen.
Mhm.
But to say they will go in a place there and make farm 500 acres, 1,000 acres of land, make farm and they harvest, they can't bring it to you to your house. That is not correct. That is not true, and that will not happen. You need to be involved. Set up your buyer garden. If you have land and you also want to know how to use it and you need support in terms of how to show you how to use it, reach out to us. Our team will come and visit your place and tell you what to do and give you idea. We don't have material or tools or anything to give you because we're not donor agency, but we have ideas. We can tell you clean it away, put it away, put it away, put it away. If you want to buy things, buy that one, buy that one. That one we can give it to you
So
free of charge.
what would you say to few of the farmers, especially in rural area, who make their farm, sometimes the crops come out good, but due to road condition or they cannot bring the crops or the produce to the market and remain on the farm or in their lake corner. They sell either someone is spoiling at the end result. The next farming season, they are not really interested in making farm.
Okay, so this is it. When we're training farmers into farming as a business, it's a course that we train farmer in.
Okay.
We said before you plant something, know who can buy it. One of the mistakes that people most of the traditional farmers can make, they can just work and just plant anything.
Okay.
So before you grow anything, know for that you want to sell, know who can buy it. And then you have to create that market before you produce.
Okay.
The other one is don't harvest when you don't have the buyer yet. So when you know the harvest is not coming on, you try to look for the buyers by getting in touch with people who can buy.
Okay.
Get in touch with other farmers who are selling their own produce and know who buy from them. So you also connect. That is the business part of it that people don't know. And that is why we have been pushing that it should be introduced, into our agricultural production cycle. That the Ministry of Agriculture and other people should be able to introduce business, practices and business knowledge to people so that they don't just go and cut, they're just interested in brushing the plate, planting. No.
Okay.
The post harvest, which is when you have any harvesting the thing in your hand now, why you do it matters. Because why you do it, that what will bring you money. Why you do it, that what will make you get food. Why you do it, that what will make Liberia to have food enough. So that is the most important thing we need to be concerned about. Not just giving people colors and hope. After, like I told you, in farmers,
Yes, but-
900 acres of land, the farmers then use it to grow rice.
Okay.
They harvested tons of rice. Some of them still have it in their kitchen there. There was no plan in terms of how they will transform it to it can be on the market. They just leave it with them.
Okay.
And the only thing people are interested in is the picture.
Okay. So the point I was making, I'm talking about rural accessibility,
Yeah.
farm to market rule.
Yes.
And this is a challenge nationwide.
Mhm.
And the farmers might know what to produce at a certain point in time.
Yeah.
But when the rainy season comes, the way we're approaching the rainy season now, rain starts to fall. You see, all of the rules are deplorable. And then the product is on the market. It's not on the market, but on the farm.
Yeah.
And people need it on the market.
Yes.
But there is no way to get it to the market. So
So
what would you say to those people?
this is a serious challenge. When you're looking for challenges that agriculture facing Liberia, rural is one.
Okay.
So I think that's why the president, who is also a farmer, has been transporting road.
Okay.
And if that is materialized in terms of making roads to be available,
Mhm.
I think it will help agriculture a lot. Because people in Nema, people in Lofa, people who are in Vahun in Lofa County where no car will go straight now. Some people can pass through Sierra Leone before they go there. They are facing serious problem like that. I was there last year.
Okay.
So we need to make sure we connect these places with road, and then there will be food available. For example, there are food that people need in Banga. There are food that people need in Vanjima. But then for people to move away in the village, you take it there. More can go there. They got 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. That challenging time, some people are not able to cope with it.
Okay.
So I think the government arrest agenda should focus on road more, wherein we can connect all the towns and villages to the market.
Okay.
Because everybody will not get job. The government not even employ everybody, but at least when opportunities there in terms of creating access,
Mhm.
somebody can grow their banana, they supply the market.
Okay.
Somebody can grow their cassava, they supply the market. So road should be a part of the national development plan implementation in terms of making sure that there are roles. And I think there are signs. We hope that it's sustainable. We hope that it's happening.
Okay.
I just saw a notice that the Ministry of Public Works said they're going to connect to different roles. I saw that long list.
Okay.
I hope that it works. So
We
for
look forward to
now,
that.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
So before you go, let me Conan,
Yeah.
if any other thing.
No, I think he said everything. I think the only thing you need to probably can now his number. Maybe people who want to
Yes,
get in touch
you
with
need
you.
to do
Yeah.
that. Get the strap where your office is located, and also announce your number if you want to, so that the public can actually reach out to you.
Okay.
Yes.
So my personal number is 0776 125390.
Okay.
0776 125390. So that number is my personal number.
Mhm.
You also can talk to the office through this number, 0881 949 0881 and the office will talk to you. If you want to reach out, we are around the Marks in Zese community
Okay.
before the modern car wash there. That you are directly opposite the Marks. You will see our office there, Agritech Liberia. You can reach out to us anytime if you need anybody to give you idea or you want to go into agriculture farming, you don't know what to do, you can reach out. We provide advisory. If you also want to go into agriculture, but then you don't know farming, but you don't know what to do, or you don't know who to go to, or you need help, or you need somebody to work for you, and you don't know where to go or where to find that person or where to find a group of people, just reach out to us. We can have some sitting down and we can discuss and we can advise. We can show you what to do. We can also work with you to make sure you achieve your dream.
Okay.
But I encourage every Liberian let invest in the soil because the soil is rich in terms of having the potential to feed us, in terms of making you to get profit. You just need to know what to do and do it the right way because agriculture is science, it's not guessing thing. And you don't just do it because you see other people doing it. Please know what you want to do and you do it well.
Okay.
Yes. So I want to say thank you. It has been a wonderful time. I think my closing, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
do
It has been a
it.
wonderful time on the show. For those who call, I want to say thank you. Those who listen, please let us take one step. Do your little buyer garden. Let's feed ourselves by starting with buyer garden.
Okay.
And then from buyer garden, you know the interest will grow, and then you open your big farm where you get 2, 3, 500 acres, and people will work for you, be millionaire. In Nigeria, we have a billionaire there. How you call him? The billionaire in Nigeria.
Tongadi and
Dangote is a farmer. If you go to America, the Bill Gates, which is a billionaire, also is a farmer. Most of the farmers, most of the billionaires, they have some attachment to farming, to agriculture, because the population is the customer for the farmers. So because everyone has to eat, and if everyone eats, everyone must find money to give to a farmer. But what about Liberia is that we've been taking our money and giving it to Asians farmer. Like the rest we eat, they come from Asia, so that Asians they want enjoying our money, and Liberians are not enjoying our money. So let's invest in the soil, and modern farming techniques can make you grow right in your yard there.
Okay.
Yes. So if you need any idea, just reach out to us, and we will be able to guide you through. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you so much for honoring our invites and coming to sit with us at this time to actually speak to the public. I think that was quite interesting, and there was something actually taken away this evening
yeah.
to our listeners, those that follow us live. So we look forward to engaging with you more. Anytime you have anything to talk about, just let us know, and we know, and we'll give you the time to actually sit on this platform to talk more about agriculture because the bread and butter issue matter the most. I mean, the people can be hungry. You tell them say they get good road, they get electricity and all things. They must have a food to eat. So, Conan,
Yeah, so Sarah, I think it was a good program today,
okay,
having Mr. Stewart with us in studio. So I think it was good. Let us say many thanks to him for coming. Many thanks to our people. Tomorrow we're gonna be here again for another splendid edition of the Talking Point.
yes, actually, the invitation is yours. Join us tomorrow, same time, same station for another brand new edition of the program, The Talking Point. We have been the presenter, Sarah Sources Kweyatet, and Ambassador Conan Rufo. Do have yourself a wonderful and a blessed evening.